Hey guys, it's Anastasia again and welcome back to my channel. I hope that each of you is having a gorgeous day wherever you are. That's Rambo. Rambo says hi too. Some of you requested that I do a 50 facts about me type of video so that you can get to know me a little bit better, so here we are. As 50 facts is actually a whole lot of facts and I'm already prone to rambling as it is. Let's just jump right in. I am very all or nothing when it comes to a lot of things, but especially when it comes to my coffee. My everyday coffee has to be all black, no cream, no sugar added. But if I'm feeling something a little special, or if my sweet tooth is acting up and I want something a little bit more sweet, then I can't just add a little bit of sugar and a little bit of milk and call it a day. No. The concept of compromise goes out the window for me entirely because cheesecake, ice cream, milkshake, whatever dessert you can think of, put it in a cup and give it to me. I am 100% an introvert when it comes to energy, so when I'm hanging out with someone, if I'm hanging out with someone, I could love you to death, but basically when like 2 or 3 hours roll by, I just completely crash and become an incoherent mess. And no matter what, I won't go back to normal unless I isolate myself and recharge. So if you're ever hanging out with me and I begin to act very strange and become a non-functioning human being or a shell of a human being that can't put 2 words together, you know why, and don't be offended, it has nothing to do with you. And that's a wonderful segue into the next fact, which is that I firmly and wholeheartedly believe that Sirius Black from Harry Potter is my ultimate soulmate. Throwing another little fact in there, I have a black German Shepherd called Rambo, and he's basically the only or one of the few creatures that I can be around for an eternity without losing any energy. And Rambo is basically Sirius Black in animagus form. As much as I love to read and think literature is life, I'm a terrible reader. That's for 2 reasons. Because one, if I get to the end of a paragraph that's really powerful or really beautiful, I feel like I've had enough. Like, I just want to stop and let it wash over me. And then that is satisfying enough where I can put the book away and just, I don't know, just think about it. And then the second reason is because when I'm reading something, if it's done really well, the writer part of me has to stop and analyze how it's done. And then that just makes me a really slow reader because I end up reading and then rereading and rereading. So I just never finish books, which is terrible because I love to read. Sometimes, actually like all the time, I feel like what I'm meant to do, like what I was put on this earth to do, was write. Like, I feel like it's my calling, and that's really sad because for some reason, like, I love to write and I'm passionate about it and I enjoy it when I do it, but for some reason, maybe because I'm hard on myself or it's just difficult to do, I always put it off, which I shouldn't, and I don't write nearly as much as I should. And my favorite food in the whole entire world is Nutella on whole grain bagels, sometimes topped with cottage cheese and served alongside cream and sugar coffee or tea. A close runner-up is the exact same thing, but with the Nutella switched out for strawberry preserves. I am at my happiest and feel my most beautiful when I'm swimming in the water. Any water will suffice, but especially the ocean. And it's been that way since I was really young. I remember being really little and swimming laps in this aquatic fitness pool that my family went to and just feeling like a mermaid. And some of my best memories probably took place either at the beach or after the beach, as in like when you have salt in your hair and your skin feels kind of salty and sandy, and I don't know, just wherever I happen to be after having been in the ocean, life just feels a lot more magical. Last year, my college dorm was a high-rise, and I lived on the 23rd floor, and every day, rather than make myself walk to the gym late at night after studying, I would jog up and down 23 flights of stairs several times. Yeah, and guys, it's not even as bad as it sounds. It's worse. One summer vacation when I was little, I successfully convinced one of my older sisters to watch The Princess Diaries starring Anne Hathaway and Robert Schwartzman with me every single morning for about a week. One time I met Robert Schwartzman, who starred in The Princess Diaries. I have what I think can be described as sort of a gothic soul, but I hate horror. I just cannot stand scary movies whatsoever. I also have an insane phobia of spiders. I fear them more than snakes. I am completely and utterly obsessed with candles but I'll only light them completely and utterly obsessed with candles, but I'll only light them when I'm alone if I'm filming because I'm terrified of setting my house on fire. I am both clumsy and forgetful, which is a terrible combination when it comes to things like leaving candles in the house. Favorite song is Leif Erikson by Interpol. I am a notorious iPhone earphone killer. The only time that I ever feel like my purest self is when I'm around my dog. I'm obsessed with the scent of soap packages. Not even bars of soap, strangely, but the actual soap packages. While I get along the best with dogs, and cats don't seem to like me for some reason, I think that I would be a cat or a bird in another life, because then I would be free to fly from place to place and roam. Well, if I was a bird, not a cat, but if I was a cat, I'd be able to roam from place to place. I live for snapshots and images and like visions, like things that aren't even important, like things that don't have a story in them, but just little like vignettes of places that I see and I'm strangely intrigued by for some reason. My eyebrows definitely do not match. One of them has this little thing, this little like piece of fur that just sticks up for some reason. And my sister, one of my two sisters, has the exact same asymmetrical eyebrow configuration. My favorite season is winter, but my favorite time of year is the beginning of fall because I love autumn also. And it's the time when you have everything still ahead, because even though I love winter and Christmas time, December always feels a little bit sad because it's like reaching the end, and then post-Christmas and New Year's, the winter is just kind of bleak. So the beginning of fall is definitely my favorite time of year because everything is still ahead. I hate summer. Don't throw things at me. The only things that I love about summer are swimming, beach trips, and playing tennis. I've played tennis for my entire life. I think that I'm a child of the moon the way that some people are children of the sun. So meaning when some people are kind of sad on overcast days and feel instantly more uplifted when the sun comes out, for me that's how I feel when the moon is out. So once I microwaved a fork. When I was starting high school, I was obsessed with bangs, and I really wanted to have these really blunt, thick bangs because they were really trendy in like the modeling industry. So I had my sister cut my hair at home. She did a good job. She gave me these really thick bangs, but you know how some hairstyles of bangs are very geometric, so like they go like this and then they go down, and then other styles kind of allow the bangs to fade more organically into like more gradually into the rest of your hair, so they kind of continue on like that in like a semicircle, and it's usually like the top layers. And my sister was cutting and she's like, so do you want me to like keep going? And I was like, yeah, sure, like, you know, have it like flow out. She cut through all of my hair, so I accidentally ended up with a mullet and had to wear my hair up in braids, buns, and ponytails for the rest of the year until it grew out. I have an unhealthy obsession with Christmas, so come Christmas time, if I can justify rereading the entire Harry Potter series, I will just read the Christmas chapter in each book. And I'll do the same thing with Gossip Girl in regards to the Christmas episodes. One of my favorite Halloween movies is Hocus Pocus, but the first time I watched it, I was really scared. I have this strange intrigue with what I always associated with Ivy League schools and prep and boarding schools, and then I attended one which was like one of my biggest achievements, and it ended up being unfulfilled because my school was so different from that vibe that I was craving, so it's still unfulfilled and I still keep searching for it everywhere. So that strange intrigue basically translates into this perpetual urge to crash the grounds of a boarding school and just like plop myself down on the grass and be a creeper in the corner that's just like observing like what's happening or what goes on. Also to dress as if I had a schoolgirl uniform even though I'm out of school. Personality type is an INFP. The door keeps shutting because of the window and the dog keeps barking because of the door shutting. My Myers-Briggs personality type is an INFP and my astrological sign is a Virgo. Virgo on the cusp of Virgo. And I think I'm repeating myself because I'm pretty sure I answered both of those in my Q&A from ages ago. I genuinely believe that There's this quote that I'll find it and I'll put it over the screen because I can't remember how it goes exactly, but it basically talks about staying soft and not letting the world turn you rough. And that quote is probably one of my like guiding principles in life, because as you get older, it's so easy to turn cynical, and it feels like society and just the world in general treats softness as weakness. But I think softness is strength. I think it takes so much more courage and effort and work to be able to stay childlike as you get older and as you see how many horrible things are in the world, and not let it destroy your ability to see beauty and see magic. I think being cynical is the default, and it's so much more commendable to go the other way. Being able to focus on those beautiful or positive things in life allows you to radiate light and joy, and you'll be more inspired to inspire others and to add goodness to the world. I've had oatmeal for breakfast almost every single day for the past 3 years. I am a total caffeine junkie, but I hate coffee flavored things like coffee scented candles, coffee scented dessert, tiramisu. I just can't do it. If I feel like being cozy and reading a book or making my space really relaxing and tranquil and just being really Tumblr, rather than do those things, I will resort to going on Tumblr and looking at pictures of people reading books and feeling cozy and drinking tea, etc. Immersing myself in the idea of feeling cozy. I'm really precious with my clothes, as in I have this phobia that like when I wear my nice clothes, I'll ruin them, or when I have to wash them multiple times, they just won't feel the same anymore and I won't like them as much. So I end up saving my favorite articles of clothing and dressing pretty boring most of the time. I'm constantly torn between the desire to capture and the desire to savor. So savoring the moment without feeling the need to capture it, but then feeling bad because it went uncaptured. The way that other people check the weather, I check humidity, because my hair responds very badly to humidity. So if you guys are Mean Girls fans, you know Karen's talent of determining the rain. My hair can literally tell you how high the humidity is. So all my life there have been moments, much more frequent when I was younger, like I don't really put myself into that headspace now, but I would freak myself out so much by just sort of meditating on the fact that I am like real, like I am a person in existence. Like I would just stare into space and see the world around me and then remind myself that I am a human. This isn't just an objective, immortal like glimpse into the universe. Like I would just keep replaying that sort of reminder to myself, just freak myself out so much, where I would just like have this out-of-body experience. It was just very, very strange. From an early age, my parents made sure that I was aware that I had what I like to refer to as gargoyle shoulders, which is where most people, I assume most people have shoulders where the bones just kind of go flat, but mine stick out and I look like I'm a gargoyle. I am terrible at small talk in its most basic form, which is greetings. I've been known to say things like "you're welcome" when someone tells me to have a nice day. And one time in high school, I was like in the computer lab and this lady was pushing a cart of something for some reason and slammed into the back of my chair, and I apologized to her. I get stressed out really easily. I think the single most incredible thing in our lives we take for granted each day, which is just breathing. Like aren't you so grateful to be breathing right now? Like if you weren't breathing, you wouldn't be alive. So I was delirious once in my life that I know of. I was extremely sick once and just slept in my bed for 3 days straight, and one of those days my sister came in to check on me, and apparently I shot up from my bed looking really terrifying and was just like, "Maria, what's a generalist?" And I have no idea what a generalist is. I have no idea if that's actually a word, but my sister was just like, "Oh my god, what is happening?" Like she thought I was being like exercised or something. And then like a few seconds later I just snapped out of it and was like, "Oh Maria, like, why are you looking at me so funny?" When I was little, I collected, are you guys ready for this? Drum roll please. The other day when I was cleaning my room, this is what I found. I don't even know what to say. Home Sweet Home Wanderlust, clearly. Another home sweet home. Bunnies and teddy bears. And a duck. Like, I was a strange child. Another teddy bear. Like, I had a thing with teddy bears. It's a good thing. Another teddy bear. It's a good thing I got Rambo because he's basically a teddy bear. Like, how many teddy bears? This is insane. Maybe even as a child, I was practicing the art of manifesting my future dream life filled with a beautiful home, lots of travel, lots of strawberries, and lots of bears. Which is pretty close to my ultimate dream of having a castle filled with dogs. Dogs that look like bears. So, I mean, I had it all figured out, guys. I had it all figured out. Like, I've cried more on a tennis court than I've cried in any other place, probably. I hate airplanes, but love airports. I make coffee sans coffee maker. I hope that that was 50 facts. If it's a little bit under, I'm sorry. I'll owe you a couple of facts. But I think that was 50. It's probably more than 50. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and were able to get to know me a little bit better. If you related to any of these facts, please let me know down below which ones so that I can feel like less of the strangest child in the universe with my paper towel collecting days, which thankfully the paper towel collecting days are long over. Also, if you'd like to throw in some random facts about yourself, that would be even better because then we can all get to know each other even better. So please give this video a thumbs up if you did like this video, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I'll see you next week.
Because I had to. Got lost on a boat in the
turmoil. Oh, I can't even speak. Inner turmoil. Hashtag inner turmoil.